Hey everyone, just a quick video. My friend Stavros emailed me, had a question regarding sort of way to do these weapon flash effects. He saw it in a video and they didn't really explain it very well. Yeah, let's get a quick explanation. The short answer is that we use these tiling right here. That's gonna multiply the UVs basically, and so that's gonna give us some stretch that we can mess with. Basically, by increasing this, we have more, the UVs are going up. So basically, normally it's 0 to 1 right here, but now it's like 0 to 1.7. So we're out here. So that extra gap, of course, if we translate it to here, it's going to be smaller. And so basically, I actually am recording this for the second time because OBS didn't have the right window, and so it was all cropped and everything I was explaining wasn't in view. So here we go. The mesh itself is just a circular mesh. You can see previous videos to see how we make those. So it's just a circle translated, into a square here. And so we just throw an animator on there, right about right here. And normally I do around like a half. Instead of like, there's also like some people, I don't know, it's like rule, like they do a third. And I'll tell you what I mean in a sec. I usually do a half, but we'll do a third instead. It's important when you're using, well, I guess the issue is that these numbers, because it's scaling, you have to think in terms of like powers instead. Like if you want a linear change, you need to go in terms of powers, like exponential change in the actual value. So it's really important to look at it while you're animating. I know that sounds silly, but I do a lot of animating where I'm not necessarily like looking at it very good, just doing it. So start here, and we just threw an animator on there. We didn't have it on there. There's just like an option to click make new animation, and it'll throw an animator on there and then give you a new animation as well. It'll ask you to rename it or to name it. Here we'll go about a third. Boop. That a few times. That play like that. It's a little slower than what I had before. My thirds must be off. And amp it up like that if we needed to. Or, just change the values here. We could scrunch this. There. That. So that's the gist of it. Just scale the UVs here. It's good to note that we can also do that on the y-axis. So that lets us change that shape a little bit. Just remember, like when you're doing these animations, that trails make the animation slower, and it's kind of like a strange thing to think about. But if you think of an extreme example is like on weapon trails where they're like generated at runtime. If you just do it like right out of the box, it looks like you're just flopping like a ribbon around, like you have a ribbon tied to your sword, and it doesn't really look like you're creating like slashes. So it's just important to keep that in mind. That effects that start big like this, like we don't necessarily like fade it in. That would be another beginner trap in my opinion. We had it sort of like, well, that's a bad example, but I think you know what I mean. Make sure, they show up big like this and then fade out. And it's also worth noting in that video that the person emailed me, the video showed footage of like Smash Brothers. And a lot of those effects, they likely use a weapon trail. If you want a video on a weapon trail, I thought about doing it tonight, but I'm like really tired. I can do that. Basically, you can throw any mesh on this. And so that's sort of what I'm getting at, is it could be a weapon trail that you're generating at runtime. And then the trick to that is to always have it generating, and then you turn it on at key points. So normally it's just like off. you just turn the renderer off, in some other way, just fade it out in the shader. And then when you need the effect to happen, you pop it in like this. And so it's sort of generating as you're like moving the character around at all times. And then you pop it in and you'll have all this like trail to work with. And then you fade it out how you want it. That's how Soul Calibur does it as well. Like I mentioned, we can do like this. Example, I had one that was throw it on any old mesh, have like a new kind of effect. That. And if you checked out like Dragon Ball Fighters or Guilty Gear Strive, they use this a lot. It looks really hot. It's a really nice way to create effects. We'd probably want to hold on to the this pose for a little bit in our curves. I told myself I wouldn't get into it this deep, but here we are. Actually held that a little bit longer. Better. Like that. To give a little, you want that to sort of make a statement. Give it a chance to make a statement, rather. Yeah. You can also just mess with the texture really quick. Again, I had already done this, so if we just duplicate this, like we always say, you just do inner glow, or even inner glow and outer glow with black, and then white here, because we use that gradient map shader. You can just push this around. A lot of artifacting with it. And we have like a new look. And you can see like some ghosting there. It's because we went past here. Shader doesn't know how to handle that. Cut that off and have a new effect. And put it on that old mesh. Different angles, that looks cool too. It's just like that video you linked to me. So there you have it. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. I am really sorry about a lack of videos lately. I am just so busy. I don't know what to tell you. I really want to. I think about it every week. Like I need to do a video. But after the 23rd, I'll have a lot more time. So yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know. If you have ideas that you want covered or just an effect you've seen. My philosophy used to be to just sort of give you foundations in my videos, but the older I get and as I look back on my life, a lot of times people just have specific things that they want to learn. This is like really like over simplifying it, but it's like when people get into music or get into art, it's like I want to draw anime characters, or I want to play punk rock, or I want to play, I want to make hip hop music. It's not like I want to learn all the foundations of music. So I hope to just think of random effects that you see a lot and show those, even though the topics may have been covered in other videos. I think it's cool to just show specific effects because there's always little things that are unique to those effects. So yeah, I can't remember if I showed it, or we can change the shape with this. Sorry, because I've recorded this twice. But again, you can do it on the y-axis too. I think I should. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate everyone's patience. Appreciate all the new support as well. It's been wonderful. Yeah, this is going on a long time. I always do that. All right. Thank y'all very much. Love y'all. Take care.